Leos, listen closely because today, November 3rd, isn't just another day. Something is unfolding in the background that has the power to shift everything in your life. A legal victory, long overdue and deeply personal, is finally moving in your favor, and the signs are too loud to ignore. You didn't stumble across this video by chance. That moment you saw the title, that pull you felt to click yes, that was the universe nudging you. Everything about this moment has been divinely aligned. If you're here, it's because something inside you already knows. Today holds the potential to unlock a chapter you've been waiting far too long to begin. Let me ask you something real. Have you been feeling it too? That strange sense of urgency? Like something has been trying to reach you? The numbers 3, 11, 6, or even 1011 showing up repeatedly in your day? That's not a coincidence. That's cosmic timing. That's divine alignment. That's the universe saying, get ready. The breakthrough is closer than you think. Astrologically, today is lit up. The sun is activating parts of your chart connected to home, legacy, and career foundations. Jupiter, the planet of abundance, is in a harmonizing position with Venus, meaning this is a portal for restoration. Whether it's financial clarity, a legal decision that's been delayed for years, or paperwork that just kept hitting a wall, things are finally beginning to move. And Leo, I want you to feel something right now. You're not being left behind. If you felt ignored, unseen, or like you were screaming into a void while others moved ahead, this is your turning point. The energy around you today is corrective. What was lost is returning. What was silenced is being heard. What was taken is being restored. And not just legally but energetically, emotionally, and spiritually. There's something else I need you to hear. This isn't just about winning something external. It's about reclaiming what was always yours, to begin with your voice, your power, your right to be respected, seen, and taken seriously. Whether it's a will, a contract, or a personal boundary, today's energy says, the balance is shifting. I'm here to walk with you through this. Not just as a guide, but as someone who's walked through enough doors to know when one finally opens, you better step through with your whole heart. And right now, you are being handed the key. If any part of this resonates with you, if your heart's been racing just hearing this, comment below. Say it out loud, put it in writing, and anchor it into your reality. This is my turning point. Your words have power. Use them. I also want to say something from the heart. Thank you for being here. Every view, every comment, every moment you spend with this content creates more space for light to flow into your life and into the lives of others who need this message just as much as you do. Your support doesn't just keep this channel going, it expands a community of awareness, healing, and soul growth. And Leo, believe me when I say this, you're going to want to stay until the very end of this video. Because what the universe is revealing today, what's been hidden in silence, waiting behind closed doors, is nothing short of extraordinary. So take a breath. Stay open. And let's begin. When the Justice card appears, especially alongside the Ace of Pentacles, it doesn't just bring the promise of a decision, it brings the weight of divine timing. Imagine it as a door that's been sealed for years, not locked out of malice, but because the moment wasn't yet aligned. Today, that door creaks open. And not with noise or chaos, but with quiet clarity, like the sound of a paper being signed that finally says, yes, it's yours. This isn't about drama, it's about resolution. If you've been waiting for a document to be approved, a legal case to turn in your favor, or a financial process to finally move forward, this could be the day that it happens. But more importantly, it's a moment that reaffirms your right to be heard, seen, and acknowledged in systems that once overlooked you. The Justice card is so much more than winning. It's about energetic balance. It's about restoring something that may have felt lost not just on paper, but within you. Maybe you felt dismissed in a family inheritance situation. Maybe a job owed you more than they ever gave. Or maybe you've just been working hard without being recognized, and now the scales are tilting not because you forced it, but because the truth is undeniable. That's the energy today carries. The Ace of Pentacles isn't just a symbol of money or contracts, it's a gift. It's the universe's way of saying, I haven't forgotten. A payout. A signature. A message in your inbox. A person stepping in to say, let's make this right. You might feel it in your chest, a soft knowing. The kind that doesn't scream, but whispers, check your inbox. Call that lawyer again. Open the envelope. You don't have to panic, you don't have to chase. But you do have to be present. Legal paperwork, property decisions, visa approvals, insurance settlements, loan confirmations, these are all real-world reflections of energetic justice. They are physical proof that your alignment is working in your favor. And yes, some of these things may look simple on the surface, but to the person who's waited, who's prayed, who's been patient through it all, they mean everything. What's powerful about this moment is that it's not just about you getting something, it's about you remembering that you were always worthy of receiving. That sense of being ignored, of being left out, that stops now. You're not in the background anymore. Life isn't passing you by. This is the beginning of your re-entry. And it starts with one decision, one document, one approval that shifts the path ahead. If you're someone who's been in that emotional waiting room watching others get called before you, this is your name being spoken aloud. This is your number being called. Not out of pity, not as an afterthought, but because it's time. When we talk about energy healing, people often think it's about meditation and mantras, but this, right here, is energetic healing too. When something long overdue finally arrives, a part of your nervous system relaxes. Your breath deepens. Your shoulders soften. And you realize you were never forgotten. So today, if your heart skips a beat when you hear your name or see an unfamiliar number on your screen, pause. Don't ignore it. The universe doesn't text you, but it does deliver messages in very real, human ways. Be available for that. Show up. Say yes. And if there's a decision to make, trust yourself enough to say, this is mine. Because it is. And maybe it always was. It's one thing to want change, and it's another thing entirely to feel it moving toward you like a distant wave that suddenly reaches your shoreline. If the Justice card was the door creaking open, then the Wheel of Fortune is the wind rushing through, clearing away everything stale, stagnant, and stuck. You can sense it when it happens, not always with noise or fireworks, but in those quiet moments when life suddenly starts aligning without your usual effort. That's the energy we're stepping into now. And if you're Leo, you're not just feeling this shift, you're standing in the very center of it. The Wheel of Fortune doesn't ask for permission. It turns when it's time. And for you, it's turning in your favor. Energetically, This is what I call a jackpot window, not always in the form of lottery tickets, but in life offering you something unexpected and valuable. A phone call out of nowhere. A deposit you weren't counting on. An opportunity with someone who finally sees your potential. These aren't coincidences. They're invitations from the universe to step into a new rhythm. In astrology, when Jupiter begins to support your chart as it's doing right now, it creates ripples of expansion, especially around finances, reputation, and soul-aligned success. Paired with numerology, this energy becomes even more focused. The numbers 3 and 11 have been appearing for many of you lately, and that's no accident. In numerology, 3 speaks to divine creativity and growth, while 11 is considered a master number. It's the number of spiritual awakening and divine guidance. When these numbers show up around the Wheel of Fortune, it's a cosmic signal that the path ahead is being cleared. Not only for progress, but for transformation. But here's the part that often gets missed. You have to choose to spin with it. You have to say yes when the opening appears, even if it feels bigger than you're ready for. Sometimes, when the wind of change finally blows our way, we're still clinging to the anchors of what's familiar. But Leo, this time you don't have to overthink. You've done the work. You've endured the waiting. And this moment, this window is the one you asked for, even if it's showing up in a form you didn't expect. This is where the law of attraction comes in, not as a wishful idea, but as a practical way to meet the universe halfway. If today feels like a doorway, walk through it with intention. Write down 3 statements that anchor your readiness. I am worthy. I am ready to receive. I welcome financial blessings into my life. Don't just think them, say them. Feel them. Because when you speak with clarity, the energy around you starts to shift with you. You don't need to chase anything. What's meant for you is circling closer. But you do need to open the door. That might mean reaching out to someone you've been avoiding. Checking that inbox again. Revisiting a conversation you thought was over. Or simply staying open to the idea that what's coming might be even better than what you've been asking for. The beauty of the wheel is that it brings surprises, but they're never random. They're precisely timed. So if you felt a stirring lately, a low hum of something's about to happen, trust it. That feeling is your intuition aligning with the rhythm of universal timing. It's the space where dreams start to take shape, not because you forced them, but because you finally stopped resisting their arrival. Comment below if you felt that stirring too. Claim it. Give it words. And most importantly, let yourself believe that maybe, just maybe this time, it really is your turn. Some truths don't arrive with thunder. They slip in through the cracks of your ordinary day, softly, yet when they land, they shift something deep inside you. That's the kind of energy we're stepping into now. After the rush of karmic balance and the momentum of change, the third movement of this story brings something quieter, more intimate, revelation. And it often begins with something you didn't know you were missing. The Hermit, paired with the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups, isn't here to deliver noise. It's here to deliver something sacred, something hidden for a long time that now longs to be seen. If you've ever had the feeling that there was a missing piece in your story, something your family never said, a document no one mentioned, a legacy left in silence, or not imagining it. In astrology, when ancestral houses are activated like the 4th and 8th, it often coincides with hidden truths rising from the roots of your bloodline. The Hermit invites us inward to follow the light of our own wisdom, but in this context, it also suggests an older energy guiding you gently toward clarity. The kind that's been waiting in the background, not to shock you, but to set you free. Sometimes it's as simple as a conversation. A relative calling to share something they never had the words to express until now. Other times, it's the literal uncovering of old legal paperwork, a forgotten asset, or the appearance of a person who becomes the missing link between where you've been and where you're going. The Ten of Pentacles reminds us that our stories aren't just ours theory inherited, layered with voices that came before us. When this card shows up, especially in combination with the Hermit and the Six of Cups, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about memory, belonging, truth reclaiming its place in the family line. And yet, no matter how spiritual or symbolic this feels, it's grounded in the real world. The emergence of King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and Queen of Swords tells us that practical steps are part of this revelation. These aren't abstract forces, they are people. A lawyer who suddenly steps in. A notary who finds your name in an old file. A woman, perhaps a judge, counselor, or financial expert who not only listens but protects. That Queen of Swords energy is vital now. She's rational, discerning, and fiercely fair. She ensures your story is not overlooked or mishandled. She doesn't need to raise her voice to command justice. She's the voice of integrity in a moment where truth is fragile but sacred. What's especially powerful in this phase is the sense that you're not walking into this alone. Ancestral energy is strong right now, not in a spooky or dramatic way, but in the sense that those who came before you are working behind the scenes. Think of it like a wind at your back, an unseen push helping you reach the place you were always meant to arrive at. They're not interfering, they're affirming. They're not haunting you, they're handing you the final key. If you've ever had dreams that felt too vivid to be random, or if you felt a certain object or name keep resurfacing lately, pay attention. The universe speaks in quiet repetition. Let yourself listen. And if this resonates, if any part of you feels like something long hidden is about to come to light, take a moment. Comment below and say, I'm ready to receive the truth. Not because you're chasing answers, but because your soul knows it's time. What was once buried is rising. Not to cause pain but to set you free. Sometimes, after a long season of waiting, of wondering if things will ever move, life picks up all at once. Not gently, not gradually, but like a gust of wind lifting everything that's been heavy. That's the moment we're in now. If what came before felt like truth being revealed and long-lost answers resurfacing, then what follows is something even more powerful: momentum. A new chapter not just opening but rushing toward you with full force. That's what the Eight of Wands brings into this space. A card that carries the energy of acceleration, alignment, and forward motion without resistance. For many, it may show up as multiple messages coming in at once, green lights where there were delays, or opportunities stacking on top of each other after months, maybe years of silence. But what really matters is not just the speed. It's the clarity. You're not confused anymore about what matters or what you want. The Ace of Wands reminds us that the most important journeys begin with one honest spark. A burst of inspiration. A pull in your chest that says, maybe I should try. And the truth is, we all have something we've put off. A dream we told ourselves we'd revisit when life felt more stable. A project that got pushed to the side because bills, obligations, and fear got louder than our passion. But this energy? It's about reclaiming that fire. About knowing that not everything needs to be perfect before you begin. You just need to say yes. You need to take the first step. Even if it's messy. Even if you don't know exactly where it will lead. And then comes the sun. Oh, how powerful this card is after a cycle of shadow work, silence, or sadness. It's not just about happiness, it's about warmth. About the feeling of walking into a room and no longer shrinking. Of letting yourself laugh from the gut again. Of trusting that good things aren't here to trick you. The sun is the moment where you stop bracing for bad news and start believing in the joy that's arriving. And when it appears alongside fast-moving energy like the Eight of Wands and a fresh start like the Ace of Wands, it's confirmation that this moment isn't a fluke. It's a divine handoff. A reward for not giving up, for healing, for staying soft in a world that tried to harden you. If you've been thinking about starting something, your own business, a new habit, a healthier lifestyle, even just reaching out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while, this is your sign. This is the window where things can grow fast, where the right people show up, and where the path reveals itself in real time. You don't have to have all the steps. You just have to move. The energy today supports aligned action. That means action that's rooted not in pressure, but in purpose. You'll know it because it feels both exciting and peaceful at the same time. Maybe it's time to sketch out that personal finance plan you've been avoiding. Maybe it's time to revisit that idea that lit you up once but never got finished. Or maybe it's time to stop waiting for permission to live the life you keep envisioning. The truth is, no one's coming to tell you it's okay. You have to decide that for yourself. So here's my question for you, and I'd love to see your answer in the comments. What have you always dreamed of doing but never dared to begin? Because now right now is your time. The energy is aligned. The light is back. And you, Leo, were born for the center of it. You don't need to wait for things to calm down. This is your calm. This is your clarity. And this is your call to begin. There comes a point in the journey not when you fight harder, but when you finally soften. Not because you've given up, but because you've learned that real power doesn't always roar. It rests. It trusts. It listens. That's where we are now, and the Hierophant steps in to gently guide you into that space. This card often represents a mentor, a spiritual teacher, or a voice of wisdom, sometimes from the outside, sometimes from within. It's not someone who tells you what to do. It's someone who reminds you what you've known all along but forgot to believe. This might be a counselor, a coach, a podcast, even a stranger who says the exact thing you didn't realize you needed to hear. In astrology, we call this a soul alignment transit, the type of moment where your heart cracks open and finally says, I'm ready for something deeper. And this is not about becoming someone else. It's about finally coming home to yourself. The star follows closely behind the Hierophant, and when these two show up together, we're not talking about performance. We're talking about healing. The kind of healing that doesn't erase your past but honors it. Think of it like this: every version of you that struggled, that fell down, that doubted, they were all just trying to survive with the tools they had. And you did. You survived. But now, you're being invited to thrive. To not just rebuild but to reimagine. The star brings renewal, a return to hope after a long stretch of emptiness. It doesn't guarantee everything will be perfect, it promises that you will no longer face it from the same place of fear. Because now, you know how to pause. To breathe. To ask yourself, is this aligned with who I am becoming? That alone changes everything. If you've been carrying guilt or shame about the way things played out before, now is the time to release it. Not through denial, but through compassion. Forgive yourself. Speak to your past self the way you would to a dear friend who was doing their best in the dark. Because that's what you were doing, Leo. And you deserve peace for that effort. The world, as the final card in this sacred trio, is a breathtaking affirmation that this cycle is complete. Not in the way people often talk about, letting go, as if you should just move on and forget. No, the world is about integration. It's about picking up every piece of the journey, the wins, the regrets, the raw moments, and saying, all of this made me. And now you're ready. Ready to live from a place of wholeness instead of reaction. Ready to stop waiting for permission and start creating from peace. It's in moments like these that small rituals matter. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start simple. Drink clean water throughout the day. Water holds the vibration of renewal. Sit in stillness each morning, even if just for 10 minutes, and breathe into your body like it's an old friend. Put on something yellow or orange colors of life force and joy and notice how it shifts your energy. These aren't magic tricks. They're reminders. Anchors to hold you in your own light when the world feels heavy. If this moment speaks to you, if something inside you knows it's time to step into a gentler, strengthened rush, just take the next right step. And if you feel like sharing, I invite you to comment below. Let me know where you are on your journey. There's power in being witnessed. There's healing in knowing we're not walking through these transitions alone. And remember, closure isn't the end. It's the place where you finally begin with your whole heart. Leo, if you've made it this far, I want you to take a deep breath. Not because it's over, but because something new is just beginning. Today, November 3rd, is not just another date on the calendar. It's a turning point. A symbolic threshold. And whether you realized it or not, your soul chose to be here for this exact moment. Not to watch change happen, but to claim your place in it. You see, this isn't just about predictions. It never was. It's about power, your power to respond to life differently from this moment forward. Every card we explored today, every shift in energy, every message you heard was never about something far away. It was about you. Your readiness. Your worth. Your ability to align, act, and rise. So I'll ask you heart to heart, what are you going to do today to show the universe that you're ready? Are you going to write the email you've been putting off? Are you going to open that document that's been sitting in your inbox, waiting? Are you going to forgive yourself for not starting sooner? And begin anyway? Leo, you were never meant to wait at the sidelines. Your energy is bold for a reason. You were born to walk through doors that others are afraid to even knock on. But here's the truth, the door is already open. The question is, will you step through it? Today is about more than tarot. It's about choice. It's about action. It's about reminding yourself that you are not just someone who watches stars move, you are someone who moves with them. That's the essence of transformation. It's not in knowing, it's in doing. So let this be the moment you declare, I'm ready. If this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to comment below and say, I'm ready to step into the next chapter of my life. Because when we write our truth, we claim it. We plant that seed. We say to the universe, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm stepping into it fully. And if this video brought you even 1 ounce of clarity, hope, or strength, please consider liking it, subscribing to this channel, and sharing it with someone who may need it today. That's how we spread light. That's how we grow together. That's how we remind each other, we're never alone on this path. Before you go, let me say this from the deepest part of my spirit: thank you. Thank you for being part of eternal mindfulness. Your presence here matters. Your energy fuels this space. And your journey, even when it feels quiet or uncertain, is sacred beyond words. I am holding you in vision and in faith today. May this be the day your light is no longer dimmed. May you rise with calm confidence. And may every step you take from here be guided by clarity, trust, and love. Your future is waiting. Let's go meet it.